Data is king. Data is the new gold. These are some of the most cliche statements that we get to hear these days. And it's true not just for real estate, but for every industry. But how do you spot the right opportunity, the perfect use case from these stacks and stacks of data, from these millions and billions of data points? Quite honestly, this is much easier said than done. In fact, through our conversations with some of the best and brightest in real estate, we have been able to bring out some very unique use cases. But we wanted to do more than that, which is why we invited the expert, our next guest, Mr. Abhishek Gupta, who is the CEO at CRE Matrix. Join us as he shares a true masterclass on some of the very unique use cases that the real estate industry, real estate stakeholders have discovered with their platform. And these stakeholders include not just developers. In fact, it includes the financial institutions that work with real estate and channel partners and brokers too. Be back with Abhishek.
Hi Abhishek, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I've been meaning to invite you on our marketing because you come from a very, very important background, right? CRE Matrix being the data analytics aggregator and data provider to real estate, right? You must have insights which the other guests that we have had on our marketing can basically relate to a lot, right? So let me start off with your background. You've had an impressive career, more than 20 years and 12 years alone in real estate, out of which the last 6 years you have spent at CRE Matrix. But what I found really interesting was your shift from being an advisor to a CEO. So how did that actually come about?
Okay, so yes. So I was actually first, while I was at Bank of America, I actually parked money with this firm. So I was actually first an investor. Then while doing that, I realized that, Abhishek Tiwari and Saurabh Kumar, very bright guys from IIT Kharagpur, great at technology, great at the work they do. But you sometimes need a face. You need a face which is well known so that he can open doors for you. That's when I became an advisor. And then I said, and then these guys, when I left Bank of America and I was working with Fadnavis government on the Bombay-Nagpur Express, which is now built. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
These guys said that, oh, hey, why don't you join us and just be the face of the firm? So I said, okay, great. Modi kept saying, stand up India, start up India. Nobody gets younger. So I said, this is the time. It's not now, it's never. So let's do it now.
Amazing, yeah, amazing. Yeah, so in that time that you have been in real estate, right, the technology adoption has picked up. But I want to take your point of view on how has it been and what have you observed in the industry?
Hey, you know what? For me, technology started probably, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years. I don't even know how old Tally is. For me, it's from then.
Okay.
Because, Pehle, many years back, the Babu would come and, he would do the notes. From then, we've moved on. So India, I not that I'm saying this because I'm an Indian, but I think Indians are very, very smart. They maybe sometimes are late adapters, but they adopt very, very fast, right? And we are very, very fast at getting things done. So technology started from that time. And I think in real estate, it's only gotten better and better with adoption of SAP, ERP systems are adopted, Salesforce is adopted. It's when the younger generation, not that I don't love my previous developers, but when the younger generation came in, they realized the need for data. They realized the need for digital marketing. They realized the need to reach out to more and more people with new methods of, intelligence and distribution mechanisms. So I think that's when CRE Matrix got picked up because again, we are not here to teach them. We are here to prove the hypothesis wrong or right? We can tell them whether they should make 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. We can tell them where are their buyers coming from. We'll talk about probably more about it later in the conversation. But same thing with you. 10 years back, there was no Facebook. 10 years back, there was no YouTube. But now you see whether it's brokers, whether it is developers, everybody is using these mechanisms because the home buyer has become younger, right? Previously, the home buyer was 45 years of age. Today, the home buyer is 28, 32 years of age. So technology is here. We are the bellwether. We are the front runners of technology in the world, which is India. And I'm excited.
Cool, yeah. Amazing answer. Yeah, I want to shift from the technology side to the marketing channels. Now, as you might have observed in CRE Matrix, every startup has their experimentation with its marketing channels, right? To figure out what actually works for them, right? So how did you guys go about it? What did you learn, and what finally worked for you?
So when you don't have money, when you're a startup, you don't have money, right? So you're wondering.
Yeah, of course.
And not that when you have the money, you're still not wondering. You're still wondering what to do because you want to spend
True.
that money. But irrespective, when COVID happened, I think everybody had time to think. They were forced to reflect on what they can do differently or how they can do things better, right? And that was our opportunity to think the same. So we realized that let's write good content. It benefits building a brand. It benefits the industry. It benefits media because media is perpetually hungry for data and content. So we started writing simple, nimble, 1-pager, 2-pager research content, right? And not realizing, cut to, we realized that we're getting more number of people reading it. We're getting more number of people giving us feedback. Media absolutely loves us now because they are simple to read. People can read them on the fly. They can read them on their phone. They don't have to print 50 pages hard copies or maybe like a pillow and sleep over it. So these things really made a difference, and that I think worked very, very well for us without spending a single rupee in terms of marketing. But of course, that is only what you can visibly see. But the time and the effort that we had to put in is also cost. So nothing comes free, right?
True.
The only now difference, this is what we think we will be doing in the future, is to not only continue writing good content, but also create some, probably spend some money in distributing it to more and more people, right? Because good content should reach to more and more people. So all the great digital marketing companies like yourself can come handy. But we'll talk about that when we reach that stage. But yes, in the past, I think good research content really helped us as a brand and reach out to more and more people.
I think so. We see or hear every brand, at least startups, talk a lot about content-based marketing, but we see actually very few end up doing very well in it. And what the example that you gave fits perfectly in there. So right now, as you said, you're not transitioning, or you are looking to transition to maybe a mode of operations wherein you are promoting that branded content to a bigger audience, right? So that your reach is higher. So have you dabbled with digital marketing, or are you looking to do that in future?
So till date, except chartered accountancy, 100% CRE Matrix is an in-house company. We've not outsourced anything so far in the 5.5 years since operation. But I think it's high time we do that because we don't understand digital marketing. Till date, we have done that on our own, but we've been always being a B2B company, right? And B2B are a handful of people. You've got developers, you've got brokers, you've got banks, and you've got investors. Believe me, over these 15, 16 years that I've been with in this industry, I know a lot of these people. So B2B is a very different ballgame. When it comes to B2C, when you want to reach out to, if I can say it, in Modi's 130 crore people, it's a very different ballgame, right? And I think that's the time we now realize and that we need to get into an expert. We need to get a third party who can guide us how to do it. So digital marketing is on our card. We have to do it for B2C as and when we enter there.
Okay. Amazing. That sounds amazing. Yeah. So I want to shift to how clients are actually using your data, right? In some of our earlier episodes, our guests have mentioned that they have now started using data analytics and AI. So basically to be able to come up with some unique and new marketing ploys, right? So with you guys working directly with these with the stakeholders, have you seen your use cases evolve over time?
Because you used the word AI, let me give you an example. So when an apartment gets sold or leased, right? We're in the business of getting data. So we get the data from the government. Now the government data can be in Marathi, it can be in Gujarati, it can be in Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. That makes our country so diversified and so complicated, right? Now you have to convert that to English because I can't send it to my Maharashtra client who has a property in Karnataka.
Of course.
Right? It has to be converted to English, which is the more commonly used language. Very, very easy to say it. Damn difficult to do it, right? To convert.
Of course.
millions of documents in local languages, convert them to English is very difficult. And that's where all these technologies or all these good smart words called machine learning, natural language processing, AI, all of this gets used there, right? I remember giving to Google, I gave Google my name, that convert that to English. Abhishek Gupta. Oh my God, the mess Google came, and I'm not naming Google at all. I'm not naming Google at all. But then that's the beauty of India.
True.
It's damn difficult to convert our languages and our words into English. Plus, don't forget the variances in which the guy will write Abhishek in, right? A matra here and there, Abhi or a Sheikh or a Abhishek SHAKE, gone, right?
Totally.
So that's one place where we use technology a lot, and we've not got a solution yet, frankly speaking. We're still struggling to find a solution which can convert the vernacular languages of India into English.
Okay.
Because we don't want Abhishek to convert to literal meaning of coronation, right? Abhishek, the prince.
Of course.
We want to get converted to the way you would write English.
Yes.
So believe me, there's no software like this. We're trying to build it.
Okay. And how about the use cases? How have you seen the use cases evolve?
So I'll give you one live example. Give you one live example without taking the name of the developer. There was a developer in Bombay, and he had built a very nice project in the area where I live, between Santa Cruz and Bandra. And he said, I want to know everybody who lives on rent in and around this 2, 3, 4 kilometer radius. Why? Because that's my lowest hanging fruit to be able to sell my apartment, because they're living on rent, and they are the best candidates to reach out to, because that's a really, really targeted group of people whom I can reach out to my house for my apartment sale. Guess what? The second layer of data analysis was that tell me only those, or filter only those which are paying a rent of 1.5 lakh rupees and upwards. Why? The hypothesis being that if he is paying 1.5 lakh rupees rent, he can also pay 1.5 lakh rupees EMI.
True.
Now, can you imagine? This is the epitome of targeted marketing. And who can give him that information? Not trying to boost, but nobody other than us. We could identify individual buildings, individual roads, the road, the building, the unit number where these people are paying 1.5 lakh rupee rental. So that's one case study that we can do. But to also give you a larger picture, we can tell our developers where are your buyers coming from. We can tell you what competition is building, who's selling, who's not selling, what are they selling, what's not selling, right? And guess what? It's not only developers who need this, even brokers need this, even investors need this, even banks need this. Let's say you and I go to a bank and say, I'm going to make 3 bedrooms in Mulund. You're going to look at our platform and say, oh, to bikta hi nahi hai.
True.
It's a high risk product, no loan for you. I mean, I'm just making a little dramatic. Or higher risk associated to such a loan. Right? So we are catering to all these stakeholders using the same platform. Of course, some level of customization is always there. But I mean, I can talk about 5 more case studies, but these are my favorite case studies which have happened in the recent past.
No, that sounds amazing. In fact, we had a guest sometime back, Shrishi Mehta. She mentioned that when they were trying to promote a property, let's say in the western suburbs, they saw that apart from the local catchment area or the close by catchment areas, they got a lot of response from slightly farther away catchment areas, which is what they were able to come up with the data that they collected over the marketing outcomes and everything. And as you correctly said, where are the buyers coming from? And the exact pinpoint targeting on what they can afford. Those things can really, really help in designing better marketing strategies. That's amazing. That fits perfectly into what we're trying to, the awareness that we're trying to create through on marketing, the use of data analytics and everything. Now, you guys are already data analytics platform, but what are the 3 most important metrics for you in your operations?
In operations,
for
us, the most important thing is how fast can you get the data to our client? Number 2, how clean the data is, which is sort of accuracy of data. So comprehensiveness, accuracy of data, and the speed of data. These 3 are the most important, because if you have cracked these 3, Then the next layer, which is the analysis that we can provide, the intelligence we can provide to our client, that is the absolute cream and the cherry on the cake. But the analysis can only be as good as the data, right? So if it's like garbage in, garbage out. If the data is not clean, it's not comprehensive, it is not real time, then the analysis is limited to whatever it is. But
True.
I think CRE Matrix biggest strength is not just the data, but also the pedigree of the team and the analysis we can bring to the table for our clients, which is what I call, we take documents, we extract data from them, and we convert them to intelligence.
True.
Right? Which is why these clients love us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, we touched upon artificial intelligence a little bit in the beginning, wherein you shared a use case for your own organizations. But apart from that, AI has been making at least a lot of hype has been created with respect to AI when it comes to real estate, right? What are the use cases have you seen which could really be critical or impactful when it comes to real estate?
Okay. See, in terms of services we provide, this impacts everybody, this impacts everything. But I'll try to take some examples. Whether it is our commercial offering, whether it is our residential offering, we are giving you three things primarily. Number one, understand the market. That's the most important. Number two, understand your competition. You need to know in this market who's selling, what's selling, and why should I do something different or just follow the herd mentality, right? Just giving it. Then you need to know what your competition, and the most important, you need to know what your home buyer is doing, right? I'll give you an example to tell you how tech is so important, and without that, it's just impossible to do real estate now more than ever before. When we went to the government and we said, please give us all the registered documents for just MMR, which is Mumbai, Thane, Palghar, and Raigad. We pulled out more than 1 crore data points or 1 crore documents from them. Now you tell me, how will I, in that 1 crore haystack, how will I find Mr. Vikas Oberoi Exquisite in Goregaon 300 apartments in that haystack? How will I find Mr. Ronwal's 500 apartments in the haystack? How will I find Hirandani's project in that haystack? Very easy to say it, damn difficult to do. Right? Plus, I'm not even touching upon the vernacular thing that I spoke about earlier. Just the sheer volume. And remember, I spoke about comprehensiveness, data quality. So you need to get it right. You cannot say that I've got comprehensive. Now you figure it out. I've got quality, but I don't know about comprehensiveness. It has to be all the engines come together, and only then it makes sense. So I'll say it in my style. Either you hire the Indian Army to do it for you. So hire all of them. And 1 crore transaction will be very easy to do, no problem. Or you get technology to do it. So it's I think the choice is very easy for us.
Makes a lot of sense.
The choice is very easy.
Awesome. You guys make the data really easy to understand and comprehend. As you said, all that haystacks compile into something which is easy to digest and consume, right? So apart from the examples that you have given in terms of marketing ploys and everything, how else can a real estate guy use your data? We have talked about marketing, we have talked about pricing. Now, apart from that, can it be done for branding purposes, or is there any other application that you see for your data?
I have such a long answer for this question, but I'll keep it simple. So we, during, I think it was between the first and second wave of COVID, we launched Index Tab Premier League. Right? Sounds all those football, Manchester, and all those, but we called it Index Tab Premier League, where we started ranking the top 10 performing projects, housing projects, in different zones of Bombay. So we split Mumbai into 5 zones: South Bombay, Western Mumbai, Central Mumbai, Eastern Mumbai, Northern Mumbai. And we said, who are the top 10 projects which are selling the best in that quarter? Right? Now we're getting developers telling us they're so eager, and even brokers are so eager to know what's happening in that previous. It's like the quarter closes in the month of March, 31st March, and by the time it's 15th April, our IPL is out, right? The Index Premier League is out. So we're getting so many people asking for the same. Now that is that's in a way branding for them, if I may say so, because
True.
it's from a third party. I have no vested interest in doing this, right? Except of course my brand is also written there. वो अलग बात है. But if a developer has done well, all credit to him, and that's where we just informing our consumers who are home buyers that these projects are doing well, and they're doing well for a reason. So I think that is very popular, and a lot of developers look forward to receiving it for two reasons. One, they want to know whether they're in that league or not. And second, if they're not in the league, they want to know who's in the league and what are they doing right.
No, makes a lot of sense.
Right? What are they doing right, which we are not, maybe not.
Of course. And there's a lot of learning to be done from there. Amazing, I want to shift gears and move to other PropTech startups and brokers, my last 2 points. So with respect to other PropTech startups, I'm sure you have a lot of inspirations and everything, but which PropTech startup would you say is your inspiration when it comes to being able to connect with their consumers or their customers in the right way?
Which other startup has been able to connect with, I love Zomato, I love Swiggy, not because I use them, but I think these are absolutely stunning. Byju's? Absolutely stunning B2C. Now I'm saying B2C more because now we are aspiring to become B2C. But even in the B2B space, similar to what we do, I think CoStar in the United States has done exceptionally well. If I have to pick an Indian name in the B2B space, in real estate, I can't think of anybody exceptional, but B2C, where we aspire to go, there are such wonderful names, wonderful advertising campaigns, wonderful digital marketing presence. We need to learn a lot from these guys, a lot.
Yeah, true. And I totally agree that sometimes to get the right inspiration, you have to look outside of your own industry, right? To be able to give a different point of view to marketing to consumers, especially in your case, since you're trying to go B2C, it makes obvious sense to get that inspiration from somewhere else. Absolutely amazing. So my last topic is on brokers. You touched on it a little bit in the beginning. So what would you say is the proportion of your customer base brokers? I'll split it into 3 parts. We talked about the application of your data or how use cases from your data for developers. What are some of the broker-centric use cases that you have, and how can the brokers who are yet not using CRE Matrix use your platform to amplify their business? So 3 parts.
Superb. So I'm going to split this question into 2. One is the commercial broking side and the residential broking side. And I'll give you an example for both. Most IPCs in India are now subscribing to CRE Matrix. They are amongst the many things they use it for. The most favorite for them is, when is the lease expiring in a particular building? That is absolutely straight business development or lead for them. And mind it, we're not only telling you which lease is expiring in a building, but when did the lease start? What is the area? What is the rent? What is the escalation? What is the name of the tenant? What is his contact number? Right? So we can tell you everything. I'm not advocating that they can sit in air conditioning in their office and start picking up the phone and start calling them and do deals. Real estate is still a very, very touch and feel game. You need to be there, dirty your shoe, meet the people. But if I can do this on a scale of 1 to 10, and I've done this, previously they were at 2 or 3 or 4. Now if I've taken them to 7 or 8, naturally they love us.
It's easier.
Right? So that's on the broking side from a commercial asset perspective. Now let's come to residential. There's a father and son duo who live in a very, very large, what I call as a community living project, which is where I strongly believe that Indians are moving towards. Which are projects which are more than 5,000 apartments or 3,000 apartments, right? This father, and I love them for this. This father and son have moved into their project. They stay there, and they, on a quarterly basis, get from us who has recently leased space there. And they're not only offering services for renewal of leases or whatever, but they're also offering services for fit outs or any other services that they would need. Plus, they also get information on who's purchased a house. So then, let's say if I have purchased a house there, or if you have purchased a house there, they'll call you, they'll ask you, hey, you've purchased a house, are you going to stay there? No? Can I put the house for rent?
Amazing,
So, seriously, this is, and not available if this can be made available to them on an Excel sheet or even at a in a cloud way, which can be at their home at a click of a button, it is magical for them. It is magical for them.
True. And I can see how, I mean, the data that you're providing in terms of the contacts and the leasing duration and everything, it seems to be direct BD opportunities, direct leads for them. Obviously, there has to be a lot of effort on it, post that, the touch and feel aspect of real estate sales. But then still, it's a lot of hard work avoided for them.
So, factually, developers are our biggest clients.
Yeah.
I think brokers are going to have the last laugh to the bank in the future because one, their sheer volume of people who are operating in the space.
Yeah.
Number two, they were always, they never had authentic data or any tools, whether marketing or data, to be able to help them do their business better. Plus, I keep talking about the second generation developers. I don't talk enough about second generation brokers who also believe in data, who also believe in technology, who also believe in digital marketing, right? So all of these combined, I think brokers are the most active, important people who drive this industry, right? Because you need them, you will need them more than any time in the past. Developers will need them. We would need them. You would need them. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them that we were at home when COVID was there. We didn't step out of the house.
True.
Developers just went to their site probably. The government was probably working from home partially. But brokers were out on the street helping people buy houses. Right? They were risking their life a little bit to help them buy houses. So I think for our data is concerned, we have always helped and will continue to help our bankers and our investors and our developer friends. But I would appeal to all our broker friends that please use our free software. It's not a sales pitch because it's free. We've created India's first and only mobile app, Index app. It's on your iOS, it's on your Android. Please download it. Once again, it's all free. It will give you all transactions and you will love it and you will help your home buyers buy better houses.
Amazing.